So you're looking to buy a GoPro and you're wondering if the newest GoPro, the Hero 10, is actually worth $500, or if you should get the Hero 9 for $400, or maybe even get the Hero 8 for $300. Well, by the time you finish this video, I'm gonna make sure you know exactly which GoPro that you should buy. Now, quick little spoiler alert, I do recommend the Hero 8, but I also recommend the 9 and the 10, all for different kinds of people. It all comes down to how you're going to use the GoPro and how much money you're willing to spend. But don't worry, I'm gonna let you know which GoPro is the best and which GoPro is the best value. So stay tuned to find out which GoPro you should buy.
You gotta just press record.
Hey guys, my name is Nolan Molt with Think Media. Now I wanna start off by talking about the GoPro Hero 8 and who I recommend this GoPro for, because the 9 and the 10 are actually really similar, but the 8 is a bit different. Now, one of the main differences with the 8 is you don't have that front-facing screen like you do on the 9 and the 10. Now, if you know that you really want that front-facing screen, then you already know to go with the 9 or the 10 and don't go with the 8. However, I think there's a lot of people who don't need the front-facing screen depending on how they use the GoPro. Overall, the GoPro Hero 8 is a fantastic action camera coming in at $300. However, today on Amazon, I saw it on sale for $289. So make sure you check those links in the description because these GoPros can go on sale and you can definitely pick them up for cheaper. As far as the image quality goes, it's not going to be as nice as the 9 or 10, but it is really close to looking like the 9 or the 10. It is a bit more contrasty, so you're not going to get as much detail in the skies if there's a really bright sunspot, or in the shadows if it is really dark. Now, you're still able to shoot video in 4K on the Hero 8. However, it's not going to be as sharp as the 9 or 10, but it's a great 4K image. It's still sharp, and a lot of us are still doing 1080p videos on YouTube, or whether you're going to upload to Facebook or Instagram, you might not really need 5K. The 4K is good enough. Now, the Hero 8, in my opinion, was one of those first GoPros that actually had a really good hyper smooth feature. So if you are wanting to get really steady shots with your GoPro, whether you're using it as an action camera or some sort of walk and talk type of video, this is still going to provide very stable footage for you. All right, so who is this GoPro 8 really for? First of all, if you're on a budget, this is definitely the one to go with. Once you start getting to the 7, 6, 5, I really don't think it's worth it. I think it's worth spending just a little bit extra money to go ahead and get the 8. Mainly because of that 4K footage and the hyper smooth being much improved on the Hero 8. Now, if this GoPro you're not going to use all the time, it's not going to be your main camera, I definitely recommend just saving the money and going with the 8, and you can get a nice wide shot in 4K, whether you're shooting a wedding, an event, you want to get a time lapse, maybe you're shooting a video podcast and you just want to get an extra angle. This is definitely a good way to go, and you can save some good money because you don't need that front-facing screen. And in those cases also, you don't need super crazy high resolution slow motion. If you're just going to be shooting 4K 24 frames per second or 30 frames per second, you can get a nice shot out of this camera. Now, of course, it's not going to be a perfect camera. There's a lot of improvements that they've made to the 9 and the 10. However, if you're just using this recreationally or you want to set up that extra angle, I recommend going with this because having a slower menu system or having your photos and videos take a little bit longer to save, it's not really a big deal if you're not using this in a professional setting. Now, that being said, the 9 and the 10 definitely do have some major improvements, and if you have the money and you're wanting to get a really good GoPro, you're going to want to look at the 9 or the 10. Now, if you're in the boat for getting one of these two cameras, I'm going to help you find out which one is the best value GoPro. Is it worth spending $100 more for the brand new 10, or should you save that $100 and just get the 9? Now, there's definitely a few reasons you do want to spend that extra money to jump up from the 8 to one of these cameras, and first of all, that is that front-facing screen. Like I mentioned, it's really nice having that front-facing screen if you're doing YouTube videos, if you're vlogging, really if you're setting up a car shot or you're just in a tight space. Having that front-facing camera is so nice because you can set up the shot exactly how you want, and you don't have to guess and kind of move it to where you think it is or connect it to a phone. You just have everything you need right here. And for me, that has been my favorite feature about these cameras is the front-facing screen. The second reason to get one of these cameras is you have higher resolutions and frame rate. So you can shoot in 5K and 5.3K on the GoPro 10, and this gives you a really sharp image. And in a professional setting, you can still crop in and still export videos in 4K. Now, a lot of us don't need 5K and 4K, so you can still shoot 1080 in these if you just want to record some cool memories, record a hike or whatever it is, but the 5K image really has a beautiful image with a lot of detail in there. And And with the higher frame rates, you can get really cool slow motion shots on the GoPro. And lastly, you're gonna get better stabilization with these cameras. They just continue to improve and improve that hyper smooth stabilization year after year, and it's getting really, really good. Now, before I get into the differences between these cameras, I do wanna say that the image is very similar. If you look at these side by side and you did a blind comparison test, you probably could not tell which one was which. However, when shooting on these cameras and doing those side by side comparisons, I did find some things that you guys are gonna wanna know. Now on the GoPro 9, you do have two color options. You're gonna have flat as well as GoPro. GoPro is gonna be your regular colors with the contrast and saturation baked into the footage, whereas flat is gonna be flatter. It's not gonna have as much contrast, it's not gonna have as much saturation, and this is so that you can add in your own colors during editing. Now on the GoPro 10, it's a little bit different. You still have that flat option, but now you have a natural option to replace the GoPro option on the 9, and then you also have a vibrant option. Now for this test that you're looking at right now, we have the GoPro 9 in the GoPro color, and we have the GoPro 10 in the natural color. Now what I noticed is that the 9 was definitely more saturated. The colors were more vibrant, and the 10 had a little more of a warmer tone. Now if this was the only way to shoot the footage and I had to choose one or the other, I actually like the GoPro 9 better than the 10. Just the way that it looks, it's more saturated. I think the colors look a little better, and so I'm choosing the 9 over the 10. But really that's just preference. I can always boost the saturation on the GoPro 10 or turn the saturation down on the 9 and mess with those colors in editing. But one thing that I did notice on the GoPro 10 was that the blue sky had a lot of noise in the shot. When you look at the 9 and the 10 side by side in the sky, you can see how much noise is in the 10, and the 9 just looks nice and clear. Now both cameras were on the same exact settings when it comes to all the exposure tools, ISO, the EV comp, all that stuff was set to the exact same. Now the interesting thing was when I shot with these cameras in flat mode, that noise was not in the sky anymore on the GoPro 10. And when I zoomed in on flat mode, I saw that the 9 actually had more noise and discoloration in the shadows specifically versus on the 10. And the GoPro 10 seemed to have a little more detail as well. Now you do get a little bit more resolution with 5.3K on the 10 versus just 5K on the 9. However, that's not that big of a difference. So it's hard to tell if that's why it's sharper or if they just have a cleaner image coming out of the 10 versus the 9. I don't know, but when it comes to that flat profile, I give the edge to the 10. Now this is a good time to remind you guys that the differences between these two cameras are very, very small when it comes to the image quality. Now if you're watching this on your phone, you probably could not tell any difference between these two cameras if I just showed them to you and I didn't zoom in and actually point them out to you. And that's why I wanted to start off and tell you guys that the image quality is very, very similar, but of course this is a comparison, so I am going to nitpick. Now on these cameras, when it came to their natural modes, the GoPro and the natural, I just don't really like it when you compare it to the flat mode. The flat mode just gives you so much more detail in those shadows and those highlights. If you just add a little bit of contrast and a little bit of saturation, you're getting a much better image than the natural or the GoPro colors. For me, when it comes to using these GoPros, I'm for sure using the flat color profile because you can just get so much more detail out of the image. Both these cameras, of course, have built-in microphones, so you can hear what that sounds like now. This is an audio test to see how it sounds on the GoPro 9 versus the 10. Which one sounds better? Do they sound the same? Let me know in the comments, but this is kind of the audio that you'll get straight out of the GoPro. It's not very good. I definitely recommend getting the media mod and a shotgun microphone if you plan on doing a lot of vlogging with the GoPro. Listening back to both of them, there is a small difference, but I couldn't tell which one I liked better, so I'm just gonna give it a tie on the audio quality. And I was actually surprised. It wasn't as bad as I remember GoPro audio being. Still though, you can get way better audio with that shotgun microphone and the media mod plugged into the GoPro. So I definitely would recommend doing that still if you are going to vlog or shoot YouTube videos straight into the GoPro. This is a test to see how it sounds on the built-in microphones on the GoPro. And this is what it sounds like with the knockoff version of the Rode Video Micro. When it comes to the design, both are going to be waterproof up to 10 meters and both have that removable lens cover. However, on the Hero 10, there's actually a different type of lens cover that repels water a lot better than the 9 does. Now, after Willow got both these cameras all soaking wet, they kind of dried a little bit as I was still shooting, and I noticed that the 9 was just a bit dirtier than the 10. I think a lot of the water kind of fell off that lens like it's supposed to, versus the 9, it kind of just dried onto that lens, and you'd have to clean that off as you go. Now, if you have the 9, you can actually just buy that lens cover, and it's gonna fit onto your 9, even though it was made with the 10 and comes with all of the GoPro 10s. Now, when it comes to video, there are some big differences when it comes to resolution and frame rates. On the Hero 9, you can shoot 5K up to 30 frames per second, but on the Hero 10, you can shoot 5.3K up to 60 frames per second. Basically, all the frame rates have now doubled to the GoPro 10. So now the GoPro Hero 10 can shoot 4K 120 frames per second and 2.7K at 240 frames per second. The Hero 9 has Hypersmooth 3.0, whereas you have a new Hypersmooth 4.0 on the Hero 10. Now, I thought both of them were really, really good. However, I do have to give the edge to their new and improved Hypersmooth 4.0. Now, in this shot, I'm literally sprinting, following Willow, and it does a really good job. I was super surprised when I looked back at this because I thought it was going to be super shaky, but it did a really good job of stabilizing that footage even when I was sprinting as fast as I could. Now, I definitely should have used horizon leveling for these shots. It would have gave me a better image that was more straight. And that's another category that the 10 has improved. You now have better horizon leveling on the 10 versus the 9. Both cameras are going to feature stabilized time-lapse video and speed ramping just like the Hero 9. And both cameras have the ability to live stream and use these as webcams. They also have the same battery, so you're pretty much going to see the same battery performance on both of these cameras. Now, one of the big things that GoPro talked about when it came to the 10 was their new chip. Now, when it comes to real world use, is it actually better? Does the menus actually go through faster? Well, it kind of does, but I didn't notice that big of a difference. On these GoPros on the back screen, it's nothing like a smartphone touchscreen. It's still a little bit clunky. Sometimes when you try to hit a button, it goes somewhere else. And so it's definitely not perfect. I don't love it. And the improvement is there. I definitely noticed some improvements, but it's not as big as I hoped it would be or thought it would be. Now, these cameras have quick capture. So if you just hit the record button while they're off, it's going to start recording as soon as possible. And I did this test 3 times, and guess which one was faster? Not the 10. It was the 9 every single time. And I even turned these cameras around to show you guys because I was like, they might not believe me. So I had to turn the cameras around and show you that the 9 was actually the one that was faster. Now, when you just power the 10 on, it's barely faster than the 9. I do know that it does have some processing that is faster when it comes to photos, but when it comes to us video people just powering it on, recording videos, saving those videos, they're very similar and there's not a huge difference there. And you can actually see in this test, when they're on and you hit the record button at the same time, the record start times are the same. So there is no improvement when it comes to actually just starting your video on record. Now, I don't want to bash them for this because it's quick on both cameras, but there is no improvement with the new camera. One of the things I love about the 10 is the menu system when it comes to shortcut is so much easier to navigate and find what you're looking for versus the 9. Now, on November 16th, there's actually supposed to be a big update when it comes to GoPro and a software update for the new GoPro 10. The Hero 10 is going to be getting the max lens mod support. And also we are going to get 24 frames per second at all resolutions. Right now you can shoot 5K at 30 frames per second, but not at 24, which is kind of lame, but don't worry, that's going to be coming out very soon. We're also going to get the super view lens at 5.3K resolution at 30, 25, and 24 frames per second. Now, from everything I've said about the new chip, it might sound like it doesn't do much. However, the front screen is much better. And I think this is because of their new GoPro 2 chip. Now, when I'm shooting in 5K and I'm waving my hands, you can see how choppy it is on the 9. It's still good for framing up your shot and it's still good to kind of see if you're still in the shot, but it is so much smoother when it's on the 10. Now, the 9 is still usable for sure. It is choppy. It's a little bit delayed, but there's been big improvements on the 10. And so if you're looking for something that's super reliable for vlogging or for getting that right shot from the front facing screen, then the 10 definitely wins in that category. Now, that's a lot to cover. So when it comes down to it, which is the better camera? Which one should you buy? And is it worth an extra $100 to go with the new one, or should you just get the 9? Now, if you were to ask me, hey, what's the best GoPro? I don't care about money. I just want to buy the best GoPro. Well, I would say it's the GoPro 10. Now, the one thing that was kind of funny with the GoPro 10 was the noise in the sky. Now, this probably could be fixed in a software update, but if you're like me and you want to get the best video image possible, then you're going to be shooting in flat anyways, and you get a really clean looking shot out of that. But I know a lot of you guys are asking, is the 10 worth $100 more than the 9? Well, before I answer that, you can actually get the GoPro 10 for $400 if you have a GoPro subscription. And I think for the next few days, they are doing a deal. If you get the GoPro 10 at $400, you get a year free subscription to GoPro. And in that case, I think definitely go for the GoPro 10. But when it comes down to the best value GoPro and which one I personally would spend my own money on, I would get the GoPro Hero 9. It's still a fantastic camera and it really doesn't look much different than the Hero 10. People would not really notice if I'm shooting on a 9 or a 10, and so you're really paying for some of the other things. On the 9, though it's choppy, you still have that front screen, which is so useful, and you're also still able to shoot in 5K, and though you can't shoot in 60 frames per second in 5K, you can still get some good slow-mo on the 9. Yes, it's not gonna be as sharp as the 10 because you have more resolution on the 10, but again, for most people who are just viewing on their phones, they're not gonna notice. So if you want the best GoPro possible and you have the money, or you can find it on sale or find a good deal, definitely get the GoPro 10. But if you wanna save some money and still get a fantastic GoPro, I recommend going with the 9. Click on the screen to watch another GoPro video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.